Chuck Barris stages in Hollywood, California. It's The Dating Game.
Now, a special sneak peek for our preview for our upcoming episode.
Hello, my name is Margaret Mead. I have a PhD from Columbia University and studied under Franz Boas. I'm the author of the critically acclaimed book, Coming of Age in Samoa, and today I'm here looking for my fourth husband. I am looking for somebody who will support me in all of my anthropological endeavors and preferably won't criticize my work after I die. He also needs to be well educated and involved in anthropology because that's something I do all the time, so we need to have something to talk about. I also have one daughter, so he must like kids. One thing I would like the contestants to know about me is that I'm a pretty big deal in the anthropological community.
Hello, my name is Sir Tyler, Sir Edward Burnett Tyler. I am the founder of cultural anthropology and a proponent of cultural evolutionism, as well as animism. I was born in London to a family of Quakers. Later in life, I developed tuberculosis, and my doctors recommended that I seek warmer climes in Mexico. It was in Mexico that I developed my intrigue for other cultures. Some years later, I published one of my most famous works, Primitive Culture. Another one of my books that you may have heard of is Anthropology. I later became the first professor of anthropology at Oxford University.
Hi, my name is Karl Marx. I was born in northern Germany, year 1818, with a Jewish family. When I grew up, I studied law and politics. I eventually got into journalism with that. Moved to Paris, joined a radical league for a couple of years, met Engels, had a good time, caused a little bit of trouble, so France wasn't really too happy with me, got kicked out. But Engels and I went to London, and we settled down there, joined a couple of leagues, and enjoyed life from then on.
Hi, my name is Franz Boas. I was born on July 9th and raised in a Jewish household where economics and politics were a common conversation at the dinner table. I earned my PhD by writing my doctoral dissertation on the color of water and served in the German military for a year. I would say I have a knack for traveling. I have studied in the Canadian Arctic, charting the baffling coast, moved to Vancouver to conduct ethnographic research, and then returned back to the Americas to be an assistant editor, which, as you already know, opened many doors for me. Although they were all different research jobs, I would still say I enjoyed the journey and the sights along the way. I'm from Germany. I was born in the northwestern side and later moved to Canada and then the Americas. I did attend college. My education is a long slew of different universities. I first attended the University of Bonn and then Heidelberg University to later round out my trips to the University of Kiel. I majored in
What are your best qualities?
My best qualities is sitting in this lovely armchair and acute racism.
my best qualities. I would say I have a lot of qualities, but my best would have to be I'm a social activist, fair, compassionate, bold, and a certified genius.
I don't really like to think about the individual qualities of myself in so much as the system I'm a part of. I'm part of the proletarian class, and we are hardworking people. I think that's a great quality, unlike the bourgeoisie, might I add, who merely expropriate the value we make from our labor.
What is your greatest achievement?
Racism. My greatest achievement probably would be being one of the founding fathers of anthropology and founding cultural anthropology, actually.
My greatest achievements. I think my greatest achievements would have to be implementing the scientific method into the studies of human cultures. That was a nice time.
Alright, well, to start off, I don't really believe in your bourgeois construct of achievement. The structure of a capitalist society does not really value a person based off their virtue or personality, but merely by the value of their labor and the commodities resulting from it in the current market. But if I were to answer the question, I would probably say the biggest achievement was the Communist Manifesto.
If you could change a mistake from your past, what would it be and why?
My biggest regret is not doing more field work, but that's what surveys are for.
If I could change one mistake, nothing. I don't think I made any mistakes. I mean, I am the father of modern American anthropology. How could I have made any mistakes?
Again, as I've mentioned, there's not a point in looking at me specifically, especially when we're talking about mistakes, because any mistake I have made is going to be due to the system above me. If we're going to talk about a huge past mistake, we can look at capitalists who decided not only to create monopolies and decrease competition, but decrease workers' wages and benefits just for profits. This system will inevitably collapse on itself.
What is one word that best describes your life?
One word to describe me. One word to describe me. I've got it. Armchair.
Made any mistakes? One word that describes my life. Research. Research, research, research. I did research all over. I continued to do research till the day I died.
One word to describe myself. Dialectics.
What is your theme song?
If I had to pick a theme song. Probably the Batman theme song, because my parents died when I was young too. uh.
If I could pick one theme song, one walk-up song, it would have to be All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled! Yeah. All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
My theme song is most certainly Revolution by Diplo.
What are some of your nicknames?
Some nicknames that I've had. EB Tyler, EBT, Morgan's Man, and of course, Tyler Tuberculosis.
Nicknames? Man, with a name like Fran's, nicknames came all over the place. Fran, Franny, Ann, but my closest pals, they called me Z. That one really stuck.
I get called a lot of names, but I think the most popular one is Dirty Communist.
What is your perception about members of the opposite sex?
Something that I look for in the opposite sex. I've never had a wife, so I really have no idea.
My perception about members of the opposite sex? Well, there's no question there. Gender equality for the win. Equality for everyone.
What I perceive about women is that they are subjugated both by the base and superstructure of society. They are forced into domestic roles of labor, including housework, and are often chained into their slavery by unequal access to education, oppressive ideas of gender roles, and sexist elites. They live in a patriarchal society that they cannot break out of.
How do you define kinship?
How would I define kinship? Kinship is a concept present even among savages, but it becomes more refined as they become a real society.
How would I define kinship? Kinship is just so important. I would define it as a network of social relationships and families that form an important part of one's life. Do I take?
When I think of kinship, I think of familial relations. If we want to talk about a relation that would describe our society, perhaps, maybe the parents of our society would be the means of production and the relations to the means, right? They determine the mode of society of the child. So, for instance, the devil child of capitalism was born both through the relation of private ownership of property and the means of production.
Number 1, bachelor number 2, or bachelor number 3?
Hey girl, you French aristocracy? Because I want head from you.
Pickup line. I think my best pickup line would have to be, I find your culture fascinating. I'd like to learn more about your mating rituals.
God, I don't have the beard on.
A couple questions.
One word to describe me is awesome. Hello, my name is Franz Boas. I'm a German-American anthropologist and the pioneer of modern anthropology. How can I measure myself by one great achievement? I am the greatest and most influential anthropologist the world has ever known.